Let me tell you something right now. Control your mind, your mouth, and your money, and you'll control your destiny. It all starts with the mind. Your mind is the master key that unlocks your potential. What you allow to occupy your thoughts will determine your actions. It will dictate your decisions, and ultimately, it will chart the course of your life. You've got to renew your mind. If you think small, you will live small. If you think defeated, you will remain defeated. But if you believe that greatness is within you, if you believe that you are capable of more than you've seen so far, if you believe you can rise above your circumstances, then you will begin to act accordingly. Your mind is the master key to everything that you will ever experience in life. It's the starting point, the beginning of the journey. If you want to change anything about your circumstances, you have to first change the way you think. So much of the success or failure that we experience comes down to the way we think about ourselves, about our potential, and about the world around us. Your mindset is like a lens through which you view everything in your life. It determines how you see your challenges, your opportunities, and your dreams. The power of the mind cannot be overstated. It shapes the way you approach every situation. Your mind is the director of your life's movie. It tells you whether you can or cannot. It tells you whether you're good enough, whether you're worthy of success, or whether you should just settle for less. And here's the thing, what your mind believes, your life follows. If your mind is filled with limiting beliefs, with thoughts of failure, self-doubt, and insecurity, then your actions will follow suit. You will subconsciously make decisions that align with those beliefs, and you will keep yourself in a cycle of struggle and limitation. But if you can shift the way you think, if you can change the way you view yourself and your circumstances, then everything changes. It starts with a simple decision to believe in yourself, to believe that you have something valuable to offer the world, to believe that you are capable of achieving greatness no matter where you are right now. When you begin to shift your thoughts from I can't to I can, from this is too hard to I am capable, you open the door to limitless possibilities. This is why mindset is so important. It determines your capacity to handle challenges. Life is going to throw things your way, but it's your mind that will either keep you grounded or allow you to rise above it. It's your mindset that will either limit you or push you to greater heights. When you believe in yourself, even in the face of adversity, you begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to see solutions where others see problems. You start taking actions that align with your belief in your own potential. Think about the great leaders, innovators, and visionaries throughout history. They didn't have all the answers at the start, but they had one thing in common. They believed in themselves. They believed that they had the ability to bring about change, to impact the world, to overcome any challenge that came their way. And it was that belief, that mindset, that allowed them to achieve the impossible. Your mindset will also determine the way you respond to setbacks. When you face a challenge, your first thought should not be, "This is too hard, but what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this?" When you control your mind, you control your response to the circumstances around you. And your response to adversity is what shapes your future. You have to understand that your mind is not just a passive receiver of information. It is an active force that shapes your reality. What you think today will dictate what you do tomorrow. And the actions you take today will determine the life you create for yourself in the future. So, if you want to see a change in your life, you have to begin with your thoughts. Change your thinking and you will change your life. Your mind is not just a tool, it's the foundation on which your entire life is built. When you realize the power that you have within you to control your mind, you realize that you have the ability to control your destiny. It starts with your thoughts, the way you think about yourself, the world, and your place in it. And from that foundation, everything else will follow. Words are more than just sounds we speak. They are powerful forces that shape our reality. Every word you utter carries with it the potential to create, to build, or to destroy. You need to understand that what comes out of your mouth directly influences the world around you. What you say can either lift you up or tear you down. It can open doors or close them. Your words have the ability to change your life and the lives of those around you. When you speak, you are not just expressing thoughts. You are releasing energy into the atmosphere. Words are like seeds. The seeds you plant today will grow into your future tomorrow. If you speak with negativity, doubt, and fear, you are planting seeds that will grow into more negativity, doubt, and fear. On the other hand, if you speak with positivity, encouragement, and faith, you are planting seeds that will grow into opportunities, blessings, and success. The language you use matters. Your words set the tone for how you see the world and how the world sees you. Think about the impact of the words you speak over yourself. How often do you say things like, "I can't," "I'm not good enough," or "this will never work"? Every time you speak these words, you reinforce the belief that you are limited, that you are not capable, and that success is beyond your reach. And because your mind believes what you tell it, those words become the reality you live. They become the chains that hold you back, limiting your potential and keeping you stuck. But the moment you start speaking life into your situation, everything changes. Speak words of faith over your dreams. Speak words of confidence over your abilities. Speak words of gratitude for the blessings you already have, and more blessings will follow. The Bible says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and this couldn't be truer. Your tongue holds the power to either bless or curse. When you use your words to speak life, you unlock doors of opportunity. You begin to speak into existence the very things you desire. Your words are also a reflection of your mindset. What you say is a direct mirror of what you think. If your mind is filled with doubt and negativity, that's exactly what will come out of your mouth. But when you change your thinking, when you start to believe that success is within reach, that you have the ability to overcome any challenge, your words will follow. You will speak words of strength, hope, and perseverance. You will speak life, not death. This is why it's so important to be mindful of what you speak. Every word you say shapes your reality, whether you realize it or not. Words are powerful, and they create the atmosphere around you. They impact your relationships, your work, and your overall happiness. If you're constantly speaking negativity, it's no wonder that negativity keeps showing up in your life. But when you change your language, you begin to change your reality. Your mouth can either build you up or tear you down. It's up to you to decide. You have the power to change the way you speak, and by doing so, change the way you live. Speak words of life over your goals, over your dreams, and over yourself. Let your words be a reflection of your faith, your confidence, and your determination. Because when you speak life, you invite life into your circumstances. And that, my friend, is the first step toward greatness. Money is not just a means of exchange, it's a tool that has the potential to open doors or keep you locked in a cycle of struggle. But many people misunderstand the true nature of money. They think that accumulating wealth is purely about how much you can earn, but the truth is, money follows discipline. How you handle money is just as important as how much you make. If you lack discipline in managing your finances, no amount of income will bring you lasting wealth. The first thing you must realize is that money management starts with self-control. This is a lesson that many overlook. It's easy to think that if you just earn more, everything will be okay. But without proper financial discipline, you can earn $1 million and still be broke. You've seen it happen time and time again. People who have the potential to make great wealth but fail to manage what they have. They overspend, live beyond their means, and ignore the basics of budgeting, saving, and investing. Discipline, on the other hand, is the key that unlocks the door to financial freedom. When you learn to live below your means, when you learn to save a portion of what you earn, when you develop the habit of investing for your future, you are laying the foundation for lasting wealth. It's not the big windfalls that make you wealthy, but the small, consistent choices you make every day with your money. It's the habit of budgeting your expenses, saving regularly, and making wise investment choices that will allow you to accumulate wealth over time. You also need to understand the importance of financial literacy. It's not enough to just make money. You need to understand how money works. You need to learn the rules of the game, the principles of investing, and the basics of how money grows. If you want to build wealth, you have to educate yourself. Financial education will give you the confidence and the tools you need to make informed decisions about your money. But financial discipline doesn't just mean cutting out luxuries or spending less. It's also about setting goals for your money, having a clear vision of what you want to achieve, and making a plan to get there. People who become financially successful are not just passive about their money. They actively manage it, plan for it, and direct it toward their goals. They make their money work for them instead of working for their money. There's also a mindset shift that needs to happen. Too many people see money as something they chase, but you need to flip that thinking. Money should be a tool you control, not the other way around. When you take control of your finances, when you become disciplined with how you earn, save, and invest, money will naturally follow you. It's about developing a mindset of abundance, of believing that there is enough for you, but only if you're willing to work for it and manage it wisely. As you develop these habits, as you become more disciplined with your finances, you will see the fruits of your labor. Money will stop being something that slips through your fingers and become a tool that serves you. You'll find yourself in a position where your money is working for you, building wealth over time, and giving you the freedom to live the life you desire. But it all starts with discipline. Without it, no amount of money will ever be enough. With it, the possibilities are endless. When you control your mind, your mouth, and your money, you gain access to a level of freedom and empowerment that many never experience. These three elements, mind, mouth, and money, are interconnected, and mastering them allows you to take command of your life. Without control over these areas, you'll find yourself living in a cycle of reacting to the world around you instead of creating the life you want. It's time to take charge and become the active participant in your own journey rather than letting circumstances dictate your destiny. The mind is the first battlefield. It's the place where your thoughts are born, where ideas take root, and where the direction of your life is determined. If your mind is out of control, then your life will be as well. Thoughts are powerful. They shape the way you see the world and influence the decisions you make. When your thoughts are chaotic, filled with negativity, fear, and doubt, you create a life that reflects that inner turmoil. You attract more of the same into your life. But when you take control of your mind, when you begin to discipline your thoughts, you change the very fabric of your existence. You start to think in terms of possibility, abundance, and success. Your mind is like a garden. What you plant in it will grow. If you fill it with positive thoughts, affirmations, and beliefs, you will reap a harvest of opportunity, peace, and prosperity. However, if you allow negative, limiting beliefs to take root, you will face the consequences of a mindset that holds you back. Mastering your mind isn't about suppressing negative thoughts. It's about shifting your focus from what you lack to what you have, and from what is difficult to what is possible. Once your mind is aligned with your goals and vision, your words become the next powerful tool in your arsenal. Words are a reflection of your thoughts, and they carry an energy that can either uplift or destroy. They shape your reality. When you speak, you influence not only the world around you, but also your own mind and spirit. If you constantly speak doubt, fear, and negativity, you're reinforcing those feelings and beliefs within yourself. Your words echo back to you, strengthening your perception of yourself and the world. But when you speak words of strength, encouragement, and positivity, you invite those qualities into your life. You create a reality that aligns with your dreams. It's easy to fall into the trap of complaining, gossiping, or speaking from a place of frustration. We all do it from time to time, but the power of words lies in consistency. The more often you speak in alignment with your goals, the more you reprogram your mind and reinforce the positive habits you are working to develop. Your words create momentum. They act as a constant reminder of your direction. When you consistently affirm your purpose, your worth, and your potential, you begin to see those things manifest in your life. Speaking life over your situation is not just about wishful thinking. It's a practical step that aligns your internal world with your external circumstances. Now, when it comes to money, many people see it as the ultimate goal, but money in and of itself is not the key to happiness or fulfillment. It is a tool, a resource that can either support your vision or keep you enslaved to a system of lack and struggle. Financial freedom doesn't come from making more money. It comes from mastering the flow of money in your life. If you can control how you earn, save, and spend, you will begin to see money working for you rather than against you. But gaining control over money doesn't happen overnight. It requires discipline, education, and a change in mindset. Many people are reactive with their finances, spending as money comes in without a clear plan. This reactive approach leads to stress, debt, and a lack of financial security. To take control of your money, you need to create a plan, a budget, a saving strategy, and an investment plan. You need to develop the habits of saving first, spending second, and investing for the future. Money is a tool that, when used wisely, can create wealth, security, and opportunities for growth. Just as with your thoughts and words, mastering money starts with a mindset shift. It's about seeing money as a means to an end, not the end itself. It's about understanding that every dollar you earn is an opportunity to make a positive impact, not just on your life, but on the lives of others as well. When you see money as a tool to build, to grow, and to give, you change the entire way you relate to it. You stop seeing it as something that slips through your fingers, and you start seeing it as a resource to leverage for your success. The true power comes from controlling these three areas. Your mind shapes your reality. Your mouth speaks your future into existence. Your money, when wisely managed, can open doors of opportunity and freedom. The key to living a life of fulfillment and success is not in chasing more money or even in finding the right words, but in mastering the control of your mind, your mouth, and your money. When you take command of these three powerful forces, you will see a shift in your life, a shift that will lead to greater success, fulfillment, and prosperity. The power of controlling your mind, mouth, and money is not just about making the right decisions in the moment. It's about developing the habits and mindset that allow you to consistently make those decisions day in and day out. These three elements, your thoughts, your words, and your finances, form the foundation for the life you will build. It's not enough to simply wish for success, for wealth, or for peace of mind. You have to become intentional in shaping your life, and that starts by taking control of the three most powerful things you possess. Your mind is the most powerful tool you will ever have. The way you think shapes everything you experience in life. If your thoughts are filled with negativity, self-doubt, and limitations, your reality will reflect those thoughts. It's easy to blame external circumstances or the actions of others for where we are in life. But the truth is, the biggest factor in your success or failure starts with your internal world, your mindset. Your thoughts are like a compass, directing your actions and guiding your decisions. If you allow your mind to wander into fear, insecurity, or hopelessness, it will lead you down a path of stagnation. But when you take charge of your thoughts, when you learn to replace doubt with faith, fear with courage, and limitations with possibility, you begin to direct your life in a completely new direction. Controlling your mind means taking responsibility for what you allow into it. It means feeding your mind with positivity, education, and inspiration. You cannot expect to live a life of abundance and success if you are constantly surrounding yourself with negativity. You have to be intentional about what you allow to enter your mind, whether that's through the media you consume, the conversations you engage in, or the beliefs you choose to adopt. The mind is a garden, and what you plant in it will grow. If you want to experience growth, success, and prosperity, you must plant seeds of positive thoughts, gratitude, and affirmations. As you feed your mind with empowering beliefs, it will begin to shift your perspective, and you will start to see the world through a different lens, one of opportunity and possibility. Next comes your mouth. The words you speak are a direct reflection of your mindset. Your words have the power to create your reality. Every time you speak, you are sending a message to the universe, to yourself, and to those around you. What you speak often becomes what you believe, and what you believe becomes what you live. It's easy to fall into the trap of speaking from a place of frustration, fear, or self-doubt. But when you learn to control your words, you begin to shape your life in a more powerful and intentional way. You must become aware of the language you use, not just with others, but also with yourself. Negative self-talk can be one of the most damaging things to your success. When you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you can't achieve your dreams, or that success is out of reach, you are reinforcing those beliefs in your mind. Over time, this negative self-talk will manifest in your actions and in your life. On the flip side, speaking words of encouragement, positivity, and belief in yourself and others is a powerful tool for creating the life you desire. Words are not just sounds, they carry energy. When you speak words of life and possibility, you send out vibrations into the universe that will attract similar energy back to you. This is why it's so important to be mindful of the words you speak. When you start to speak in alignment with your goals, when you speak in faith and confidence, you start to align your internal world with your external reality. Your words create the framework for your future. Now, let's talk about money. Money is often seen as the root of all evil, but the truth is, money itself is neutral. It's what you do with money, how you handle it, and how you think about it that determines its impact on your life. If you see money as the ultimate goal, you will constantly find yourself chasing it, never feeling satisfied no matter how much you earn. But when you begin to view money as a tool, a resource that can be used to support your dreams, to help others, and to create the life you desire, you unlock the true potential of wealth. Controlling your money requires discipline and awareness. Many people live paycheck to paycheck, trapped in a cycle of overspending, debt, and financial insecurity. They may earn a good income, but because they lack a plan for their money, they find themselves constantly struggling to keep up with bills, loans, and expenses. Taking control of your finances means creating a budget, understanding the difference between needs and wants, and developing the habit of saving and investing for the future. It's about making intentional choices with your money that align with your values and long-term goals. In addition to discipline, financial literacy is key. You need to understand how money works, how to make it work for you, and how to grow it. Education is the foundation of financial freedom. The more you know about money, the better equipped you are to make decisions that will lead to wealth and security. Learn about investing, saving, and managing debt. Understand how to build multiple streams of income and create assets that work for you. When you have financial knowledge, you can navigate the world of money with confidence and create a secure future for yourself and your loved ones. It's also important to change your mindset around money. Many people have limiting beliefs about wealth, thinking that money is scarce or that they are not deserving of it. These beliefs hold them back from pursuing financial freedom. To take control of your money, you must develop a mindset of abundance. There is enough for everyone, and you have the ability to create wealth if you are willing to learn, work hard, and manage your resources wisely. When you control your mind, your mouth, and your money, you take charge of your destiny. These three areas are interconnected, and when you master them, you begin to create the life you want. Your mind shapes your thoughts shape your words, and your words shape your reality. Your money, when managed with discipline and wisdom, becomes the tool that allows you to live out your vision. The power to change your life is within you, and it begins with controlling these three powerful forces. Taking control of your mind, mouth, and money is not a one-time effort, but a continual journey of growth and transformation. It's about becoming aware of your habits, making intentional choices, and being consistent in those choices every single day. This is not a destination, it's a way of life. When you consciously choose to master these areas, you are choosing a life of empowerment, clarity, and direction. Control in these areas is the key to creating not only personal success but also long-lasting impact. The power of your mind cannot be underestimated. Our minds are constantly in motion, filled with thoughts, ideas, and narratives that we either create or inherit from external sources. If you allow your mind to go unchecked, it will often operate from fear, limiting beliefs, and a scarcity mentality. The world will tell you that there are not enough opportunities, that others are better than you, and that success is only for a select few. But the truth is, your mind is the birthplace of all possibility. If you take control of it, you can begin to reshape your reality. The way you think directly influences the actions you take. When your thoughts are aligned with positivity, hope, and abundance, you attract those very things into your life. However, it's not always easy to control your thoughts. The mind is full of distractions, doubts, and negative beliefs. This is where self-discipline comes in. Mastering your mind requires you to build a practice of awareness. You must begin to notice the thoughts that arise in your mind and question them. Are these thoughts in alignment with your goals? Are they serving you or holding you back? Once you become aware of the negative patterns of thinking, you can begin to replace them with more positive, empowering thoughts. It's about reframing the stories you tell yourself and shifting your mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. When you start to think like a successful person, act like a successful person, and speak like a successful person, you align your entire being with the outcome you desire. Your words are equally as powerful as your thoughts, and often they are a direct reflection of what is happening in your mind. The words you speak can either lift you up or tear you down. They have the power to create, to heal, to destroy, or to build. Too many people speak without thinking, allowing frustration, fear, or negativity to dictate their speech. Your words have energy. They carry weight, and when you speak with intention and purpose, you are shaping the world around you. Words are seeds that, when planted, begin to grow. If you plant seeds of positivity, encouragement, and vision, you will see those very things begin to take root and manifest in your life. If you speak words of negativity, self-doubt, and limitations, you will see those manifest as well. The impact of your words goes beyond just what you say to others. The words you speak to yourself are equally, if not more, important. We all have an inner dialogue that constantly plays in the background of our minds. Often, this inner dialogue can be filled with criticism, doubt, and insecurity, but when you take control of your words, you take control of that inner dialogue. You begin to speak life into your own soul. You affirm your worth, your potential, and your ability to succeed. You speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love dearly. You encourage yourself, motivate yourself, and remind yourself of your greatness. When you begin to change the words you speak, both to others and to yourself, you begin to shift your energy, your confidence, and your results. The third and final area of control is money. Many people have a complicated relationship with money. They see it as a source of stress, worry, or even shame. Money is often viewed as something outside of ourselves, something that we have little control over. But the truth is, money is just a tool. It is a resource that can either work for you or against you, depending on how you manage it. Taking control of your money is about understanding that you are in charge of your financial destiny. It's about developing a mindset of financial empowerment, one where you are no longer controlled by debt, fear, or scarcity. Instead, you begin to view money as a means to create the life you desire, as a tool for freedom, opportunity, and growth. Mastering your finances requires more than just earning a good income. It requires discipline, planning, and foresight. Many people live paycheck to paycheck because they are reactive with their finances. They spend as they go, never thinking ahead, and often finding themselves in financial distress. But when you begin to take control of your money, you change your entire approach to finances. You start by developing a budget, a plan for saving, and a strategy for investing. You begin to manage your expenses with intention, distinguishing between needs and wants, and making choices that align with your long-term goals. Financial control isn't about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep, how wisely you invest, and how you use your resources to build wealth over time. Along with discipline, financial education is essential. The more you understand how money works, how to make it work for you, and how to grow your wealth, the more power you will have over your financial situation. Understanding the basics of budgeting, saving, and investing is crucial. Learning about assets and liabilities, passive income, and how to leverage your money will allow you to make informed decisions and put your money to work for you. It's about shifting from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. When you begin to see money as a tool that supports your goals rather than something that controls you, you unlock your potential for financial freedom. When you take control of your mind, your mouth, and your money, you are creating a life of intent. You are no longer subject to the whims of external circumstances. Instead, you are actively creating the life you want, the life you deserve. These three areas, mind, mouth, and money, are not isolated from one another. They are interconnected. Your thoughts shape your words, and your words shape your reality. Your financial situation is deeply influenced by the way you think and speak about money. When you master these three elements, you begin to see a life filled with purpose, clarity, and success. Taking control of your mind, your mouth, and your money is the key to unlocking your true potential and creating the life of your dreams. The power to shape your life lies within your ability to control three critical elements: your mind, your mouth, and your money. These are not just abstract concepts, but tangible forces that influence every aspect of your existence. When you take responsibility for your thoughts, choosing positivity and empowerment over fear and doubt, you lay the foundation for success. When you align your words with your intentions, speaking life into your dreams, you begin to see the manifestation of those words in your reality. And when you gain mastery over your finances, understanding the value of discipline and education, you open the door to true freedom and wealth. Mastering these three areas requires commitment, self-awareness, and a willingness to change. It's about shifting your mindset from one of limitation to one of abundance, from passivity to action, and from confusion to clarity. The power to change your life is in your hands. It begins with controlling your mind, choosing the words you speak, and taking charge of your financial destiny. As you embrace this journey, you will not only transform your own life, but also inspire those around you to do the same. Your future is in your hands, and it starts with the conscious choices you make today.